I'm Karl Erickson. Again, we're here with Steve from Armasight. We're going to talk about clip-on night sights. I-squared, the sights that go in front of the day optics on the guns. Now, the CO-XLR, that's their long-range version. I personally own one of them. I've got a lot of experience, a lot of training with this thing. I love beating on it. I love hunting with it. Hogs don't stand a chance against this thing. But this isn't a CO-XLR, is it?
It's not. We modified it a bit. So basically what we did was that we added that same port that we have our thermals on this side over here. And it basically adds an overlay for a rangefinder so that when you're looking through your scope, you can already stream the range. And not only can you just stream the range, but our rangefinder has different modes to it. So for example, let's say we had a group of targets, right? And we had a close target, kind of the center target, and the middle target. That rangefinder can tell you all those three different distances. So now you can know in general, all right, I know my first guy or the first hog is gonna be 500 yards away, the other one's 510, and the other one's in the middle is 505. It'll tell you all those three ranges at a time.
And you can actually see this inside, inside the scope, inside your day optic without having to take your head off the gun.
Never.
That's awesome.
It'll go right in the field of view, typically either on the left or top right-hand side. And not only has this added the capability to night vision, but not a lot of people are doing this. And this unit compared to other units on the market, the Fleer PVS 27, not only is it a quarter of the price, but we've also proved that it's outperformed it, and we're just adding new features to make your your shot a lot easier for yourself.
Now, overseas, I had 10 deployments from the time the towers fell. So rewind a few years, hunting out in the graveyard outside Imam Ali Mosque in the Najaf. Great night vision I could see, but part of your ballistic solution is not just being able to see it. I have to be able to plug in all my data, what the wind, barometric pressure, all that stuff, and part of it is, hey, what is my range to target? Back then, I'm running this big Viper laser rangefinder, and I've got a PVS 14 mounted to the back of it, and I would have to build a range card and pick things out there and know the ranges to them. And then when I found my target, I would have to go back to my range card and quickly figure out, all right, what was the distance to my target, and then get back on the glass. I'm not having to do this now because this laser rangefinder is actually mounted on the gun. So I hit it, I laser target, I instantaneously know what the distance is to it. It's awesome. I wish we had this 15 years ago, I really do.
I wish you guys did too. And not only are we incorporating with this unit, but we also have a new unit that we're releasing this year called the CO-XLR, basically the extra long range unit. We're basically adding the ability to boost that distance of night vision amplification that you can get from it. So typically,
what's the limit for this one compared to this?
So the limit for this guy, typically anywhere between, right over 1,000 yards, maybe up to that 1,200 mark. This guy, you're able to see this well over 1.5 miles. I mean, there's so many capabilities you can do from it. And the biggest thing is with clip-ons is what magnification you're going to use with it. So with the CO-XLR, we learned that it's really good up to 14 times magnification. And when you're pushing that kind of distance, you're going to need a little bit more.
A little more magnification.
So with this guy, we're going to be pushing it all the way up to 20. So 20 to 22 times magnification, depending on the scenario, how much light you have and stuff like that. But that will help you boost that kind of distance of what, long-range shooters, SOF guys, police officers, even just a commercial hunter, they'll be able to push their guns to the full limit of what they bought it from during the daytime. And not only does it, the brand new one, but it also has that same range finding capability. It mounts right to the top and it goes right into that little port right there, and it'll overlay your range through your scope.
So I can just take that same laser rangefinder, mount it on here, plug it in, and I'm set. I'm ready.
Exactly. You just got to bore sight it really quick with the red laser on top of it, and that's it, and you're good to go.
Awesome new capabilities, great stuff. I've got night sight envy already.